Welcome back to the Crypto Nest. So the market didn't like what Powell said, and we're having the after effect of this speech, which is saying that if he has to, he will keep increasing interest rate by 25 points or 50 points, so which means by 0.25% or even 0.5%. Let's see next week what it's going to do. Now if we go back to Vaiot, let me go on the 1 hour chart just to see the overall situation. Okay, so we said that well, we need to be careful because this is a all-time downtrend chart, so you know it's he has to do a lot to prove us that it's not a dying coin. And we can also see that I could count like almost 3 waves, right? And then it's not very good. Actually I can count 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and usually when you have 5 waves, that's the direction of the trend, so it would be down. And so is this like a 1, a 2, a 3, or a 1, a 2, and this spike is the third one, and then it's continue to go lower? Well, for sure after, if we continue to go lower, well, it's going to die off. Alright, so we need to be aware of that. So it's very high risky investment, even though he has a lot of potential. So if it doesn't sign doesn't give a sign of revival, like a big time revival, then we need to be alert that we can reach lower lows and eventually die off. For the short term though, we can see that okay, the MACD now is trying to recover a little bit, but the RSI is still lowering, but we are not oversold yet. Oversold would be near the or below the 30 value, and up to now we are at 40, so we still have a little bit of room to go. And let me go now on the 1 hour chart. Let's see more in detail what Vaiot is doing. So I believe we completed 5 waves, and now we are in this pullback. Now let's take in consideration that this was the ideal retracement for the wave 2. We actually reach it, but when we go and zoom in into the lower time frame, we can see that we did a wave 1 and A, B, C to complete the wave 2, the wave B, sorry, and now we're doing this final leg of the wave C within this wave C, which is supposed to have 5 legs. If I drag this little guy here like this and zoom in a little bit, so it's been a while, I didn't adjust it. So this was the wave 2, so we did the wave 1, wave 2, we kind of had I don't know if this is a wave 3 or take out this movement as a wave 3, but it's more like a corrective movement. So I would say it's not ideal as a wave to count it. So the other thing that I can do though, it's I can adjust this downtrend. Let me put it a little bit smaller, so we're going to be a little bit more precise. There you go. So we have this descending channeling, even a widening channel, and then we're still going lower. Now for the moment we need to just wait and see what it's doing. I was able to do also within this big channel a tightening downtrend channeling, but as you can see now it got invalidated because we broke the support line, and so I'm going to remove that. So I'm still expecting this movement that in my opinion is not finished. Now here was the ideal extension for the wave 3. Let me, oh no, it's here, sorry. Yeah, it would have been, so technically now we would have reached the ideal extension. If I calculate this wave 1 and 2, this would be the ideal extension of the wave 3, but we went even further. And also it's less reliable because it's not impulsive, it's more corrective movement, so I would be careful with that. Now what I want to do though is, because this little box, well, yeah, in yellow I find it's a little bit big. Let me put the 2 hours so I can have everything in my chart, maybe. Alright, so I want to do the, just to be sure, redo my Fibonacci retracement from the beginning of the wave impulsive movement to let me see if that, yeah, okay, so I try to be the more precise I can. And now we need the settings for the wave 2. Okay, so we are still into this box. It was kind of accurate. Maybe I need to retouch a little bit. Okay, so up to now it's good, and as you can see now we really reacted to this 0.618 Fibonacci retracement. You know what, let me widen maybe this level. Alright, and also let me take out this value here, so it's we have a clearer chart. Okay, so for a moment, yeah, I don't know, I honestly find that this count it's a little bit messy. I could have been more impulsive, but I will take it anyway. If that is the case, we should expect a little bit lower prices. So I'm expecting maybe a bounce back to make this wave 4. But let's just remember that now he reached the ideal retracement for the level 2, and it doesn't have to go lower. Now it all depends on next week, I guess, also. But since Powell is saying that we need to keep the idea, prepare for the idea that is going to increase maybe another 2 or 3 times, and maybe even a 0.5% maybe next week, or if you see that inflation doesn't decrease substantially, maybe the market is already taking that in consideration, and now it's the red numbers that you're seeing today, that we're seeing today. Well, this is the market digesting the news, and if that is the case, next week, even if it increased by 0.5, we already have that. It's not a surprise anymore. I think this is what we are seeing. This is a reaction for a 0.5 increase next week. And yeah, if that is the case, well, I'm expecting maybe price to keep going a little bit lower and then recover, and then we should do this 5th leg. I already have some Vaiot. I think I'm going to get some now, so a little bit more. And if you don't have any Vaiot, I would say this is kind of a deal retracement. For sure, you can go lower, but you cannot. We cannot always time the best time. We cannot, time the perfect lower low. It's impossible. That's it's just a guess. So I think this is pretty much all for Vaiot. So once again, if you don't have any AI coin, I would say now it's a good time to get and scale in slowly, and then if we ever see that price recover, for sure it's going to make a first impulsive movement, so a wave 1, and then when it's making a wave 2, it's going to do the same thing. We can calculate what would be the ideal retracement for this micro counting, and then if it actually react to one of the Fibonacci retracement, then it would be another good time to scale in and safer, because we can see that maybe is making a new higher low, so that help the investment and it make it less risky. So I didn't say riskless, I said less risky than investing here, because now we don't know. If you buy today, this is like of trying to grab a falling knife. We don't know, price didn't reverse yet, so but because I got some much lower price, I'm okay to scale in at this level. So everyone has his own strategy. Everyone, maybe he got Vaiot when it was 2 cents, so getting more at 11 cents they don't mind, because they're already in profit. So it's when you see let's say a strategy, and here's someone's strategy, well, you need to be aware of his portfolio situation. And for sure people, they don't share openly their portfolio, so you just need to be aware of that a strategy for like my strategy maybe is not good for your strategy, because we have different portfolios. Okay, so this is all for Vaiot for today. Please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell, and have a good week.